All right, let's jump right into today's explainer. Today, we're unlocking the ultimate insider's blueprint for completely mastering the bit rates and broadband speed topic in Cambridge Computer Science Syllabus 9618. You really need to think of this exam not as a quick 100-meter dash, but as a full-on marathon. It is all about pacing yourself, managing your analytical energy, and knowing exactly what the examiners are hunting for. Here's our roadmap for this session. We'll kick things off with core principles, dive into the method mark strategy, lay out a strict procedural framework, hit the top examiner warnings, and wrap it all up with critical analysis. Let's get to it. Section 1. Core Principles of Bit Streaming Analytics. So before we can even begin to tackle exam methodology, we really have to understand our foundation. You might be wondering, why do so many students find evaluating algorithm efficiency just so incredibly tough? Well, it really highlights the massive analytical challenge of bit streaming problems, specifically how to maintain your analytical depth when the timer is ticking and the pressure is on. Because, let's be honest, assessing bit rates and broadband speed, it's definitely not just a simple memory test. Examiners aren't just looking for memorized facts. They're targeting very distinct cognitive domains. They absolutely demand logical, structured reasoning. In fact, the academic benchmarks explicitly prioritize analytical depth over just superficial breadth. Yes, foundational knowledge is required for sure, but you've got to pair that with practical application and high-level analysis if you want to secure those top marks. Moving right along to Section 2, the method mark strategy. Now this right here is a total game changer. This strategy requires a complete shift in your mindset. It means you're earning points by explicitly demonstrating your logical process, your structured reasoning, and your clear working steps during complex problem solving. Before we continue, I need to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now. Okay, back to method marks. Capturing these marks on your journey to the answer, even if your final calculation ends up being completely wrong, is just as vital as the final answer itself. Seriously, do not do the math entirely in your head. All right, Section 3, our systematic procedural framework. So how do we actually practically put this into action? We do it by using a standardized 5-step framework. Step 1, identify the key elements and extract your data. Step 2, apply the relevant principles. Step 3, execute your analysis with completely clear working. Step 4, verify those results. And finally, Step 5, present them in the appropriate format. When you sit down for the actual exam, I want you to visualize a timer and intentionally pace your energy through this exact 5-step sequence. This kind of procedural pacing is absolutely critical because algorithmic thinking flat out demands it. It's like a giant puzzle. You need step-by-step decomposition, correct data structure selection, efficient implementation, and rigorous testing. Tackling a broadband speed impact problem means you have to completely decompose the question before you even think about writing a single line of analytical code or text. Section 4, Top 3 Examiner Warnings. Pay close attention to this one. Stop scrolling. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to ACExams_IGCSE and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions. Okay, so for this Find the Flaw segment, we actually dug deep into the principal examiner reports for syllabus 9618, and what we found is that rushing through the exam hall almost always leads to 3 fatal errors. Number 1, providing vague, generic answers. 2, forgetting to check boundary conditions and edge cases. And 3, completely ignoring the specific context given in the question scenario. Let's look at the difference side by side. On the left, a flawed, rushed answer. It's vague, it's generic, and it completely ignores the context of the problem. It is literally bleeding marks. On the right, though, a perfectly paced response. It's context-specific, highly technical, and applies the syllabus concepts directly to the given scenario. That right there is exactly what examiners are desperately searching for. Don't just take my word for it. Look at this direct quote from the actual principal examiner report. They say, the classic mistake is providing generic answers. Always link every point to the given scenario. You need to cement this into your memory. If the question is about a specific video streaming service, your answer must reference that specific service. Actually, scratch that. It must revolve around that service, not just talk about bit streaming in general. Finally, Section 5, Evaluation and Critical Analysis. If you want to hit those highest grade boundaries, you've got to evaluate algorithm quality using very specific metrics. When you're analyzing a bit streaming scenario, you have to evaluate execution speed through time complexity. You also need to evaluate memory usage, which completely determines your buffer requirements through space complexity. And always look at the boundary conditions. Those edge cases can cause a total system failure if you just ignore them. The absolute best students, they go even further. Top-scoring evaluative thinking means you are considering multiple alternative solutions. You're analyzing the technical trade-offs of every single approach. You're acknowledging the inherent limitations of the system. And most importantly, you are justifying your final decisions with solid, undeniable evidence. You aren't just solving a math problem here. You are acting as a systems analyst evaluating an entire architecture. I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought today. When you sit down for your next computer science paper, will you just rely on superficial memorization? Or will you treat the exam like a marathon? Use this examiner's blueprint and pace yourself to systematically secure every single method mark. The choice is entirely yours. Now, students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly videos. Here's your final reminder. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace the Exams, at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to at acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing. Our team responds to every comment. Like and share this video with a study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here.